Hello students, myself Dr.C.R. Chougule, Head Department of English, Gopal Krishna Gokhale College, Kolhapur. This lecture is for the students of BCom First. Name of the paper is English for Business Communication for the semester first. Let us know Module 4C, the poem, The Felling of the Banyan Tree, written by Dilip. First, try to know the introduction of the poet Dilip. He was born in Baloda and wrote poems in Marathi and English. He is one of the major postmodern poets in Marathi literature. He depicted the village and the cultural life of Marathi people through his poems that left a great impact of the development of Marathi literature in particular and Indian literature in general. His literary works are celebration with national and international awards like Sahitya Akademi for his Marathi poetry. His translation works of Saint Tukaram's Abhangs is known as his greatest literary works. To learn his poem becomes a journey to culture and tradition through his images. The present poem, The Felling of the Banyan Tree, is published in his work Traveling in a Cage in 1980. The present poem contains 25 lines. Through this poem, Dilip has expressed his concern over ecology and his grave concern for nature. This poem is a silent protest against the disregard for moral values on which our traditions were built upon and which are now considered as age-old values. Let us see the first 4 lines. My father told the tenants to leave, who lived on the houses surrounding our house on the hill. One more, the structures were demolished. Only our own house remained and the trees. Here, Dilip has expressed his resentment through the poem in which he speaks of his father's decision to ask the tenants living in the surroundings of his house to evacuate and structures to be demolished, just keeping their house intact, and of course the trees through temporarily. Let us see the next 4 lines. Trees are sacred, my grandmother used to say. Felling them is a crime, but he must uproot them all. The Shevga, the Audumbar, the Neem were all cut down, but the huge banyan tree stood like a problem. Through these lines, the poet's grandmother said that trees are sacred and felling them is a crime. The poet's father paid no heed to the religious sentiments of the poet's grandmother and brought down all the trees. Next lines. Whose roots lay deeper than all our lives. My father ordered it to be removed. The banyan tree was 3 times at all as our house. Its trunk had a circumference of 50 feet. It means the father of the poet gave orders to cut down the banyan tree. 50 people with axes were engaged for this work. First they cut off the aerial roots, arrayed the branches. This work comes for 7 days. Then they attacked the trunk. They chopped the massive trunk for days, and the tree was on the ground. A huge pile of wood was made on the ground. The poet says that even then the work was not over, because the roots had to be uprooted, and then only the work would be over. Let us see the last lines of the poem. The great tree revealed its rings of 200 years. We watched in terror and fascination this slaughter, as a raw mythology revealed to us its age. Soon afterwards, we left Baroda for Bombay, where there are no trees except the one, which grows and seethes in one's dreams, its aerial roots looking for the ground to strike. In the above lines, the poet gives information about the legends that surround this tree are considered extremely relevant and holy in Hinduism. Even now, also in our society, the raw mythology stands excessively relevant. Thus, the poet tries to emphasize on the religious sentiments of the old folks like his grandmother. The aerial roots of the trees dropping from above in an effort to touch the ground proves the existence of the tree through decades and years. The poet witnessed the massacre of the tree, which he calls slaughter, with great horror, and then leaving from Bombay soon, which was quite different from Baroda in respect of the growth of trees. There are no trees in Bombay except one, which is carried by his from Baroda in his faded dreams. The memory of the banyan tree in his own garden flashes in his mind, and he personifies the tree by saying that this is the tree that grows in one's dreams, and says that it boils in anguish as it has been cut down. Thanks for listening me carefully and attentively. Thank you.